do a couple things here. We'll get this show on the road. Okay. That is the new edition. Very excited. Very, very excited. I think. Give me a second here. Hey. Alright. Here really quickly. We got strong safeties because we no longer. It's not that I don't like this dude. It's just I'd rather have this dude. So no offense, no, don't want to hurt any Raiders fans, feelings or anything. But just would rather have Landon Collins back there knocking the crap out of people. Wonder if anybody's got a tight end they'd like to trade me for that dude. Shall we give it a shot? First, let's go ahead and just throw in Collins here. Someday, if it'll ever load. Maybe. Maybe. Come on now, you can do it. Nice. I like that. 96 overall. Whoops. Oh yeah, I like that. Let's go over here and see, just by chance, if anybody has a tight end they'd like to trade. Like that one, but I doubt I can get that one traded for what I got. Damn, dude, that has 4 chemistries ultimately. Jeez. Well, I think we're just going to put her up in the auction. Sorry, this is probably boring crap for some people, but I think it's fun as hell for me. That's just me. It's like playing a video game with sports cards. Sometime in the future, I'd like to make a video collection worth of about sports cards and stuff, because I have literally 100,000 plus sports card collection. So my kids want to start collecting, so I think we're going to do some unboxing of collecting sports cards, stuff like that. I think it'll be alright. I think it'll be kind of cool. Alright, so we need to sell this dude now. What's up there, Wolf Gaming? What do you need help with, man? I can't really do a whole lot, but I can give you advice. I'm no professional by any means. Just some dude that likes to play Madden a lot. Alright, let's go see how this Collins card works out for us. Best advice I can give you is those chemistries, because when I first started I did not understand the whole chemistry concept very well, because this is my first year really messing around with MUT. I'd always been a franchise guy personally. But here, let me go show. I don't know what you know about those chemistries, but pretty much these things over here on the right side of the screen, they match up with the ones like the guys have on their underneath their position there. You need to get 4 of those to get the tier 2 chemistry. And oh, give players? Nah, man, I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I'm on PlayStation 4 and I don't really give away anything. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. I pretty much just play on it and waiting for Madden 18 to come out. But there's some stuff you can go and Google search all the big dudes, like the guys that are in the Madden Championship Series. Those guys do crazy giveaways. Like, you don't want none of my guys. You want to trust me. My dudes are cheap. You can go get my guys cheap in the auction. That's how I got all these. I literally didn't spend a dime on this game. Honestly, you can check it out. I just played a bunch of the solo challenges and got a buttload of coins, and every now and then, if you get the right card, there's like a MUT-Head website you can go to that has all the prices, so you know you're for sure getting a good deal on the card. And patience. I hope next year when 18 comes out, I can get this game soon enough where I can do some cool giveaways with that kind of stuff. Because I've seen some dudes do that before, and yeah, they give away like 99, 98 overall dudes. I think the best dude on my team is like a 96. Well, besides my kicker, and that's because he was super cheap in the auction. I only paid like 7,000 coins for a 90-some overall kicker, so just start digging in that auction, brother. Dig, dig, dig. Every couple days, get yourself somebody new, and like I said, all those dudes I got are pretty much bargain dudes you can go get cheap. That or play a lot of people online and kick their butts and get all those cool packs. I don't know how those people get all those crazy packs. Okay, let's see here. Oh boy, the Panthers. I should give away a few more coins than these too. It's not very high payoff, but whatever. I get that they ultimately want people to spend money on this game, but I just can't draw myself to do it. I like it, but not to mention for the money you spend, you don't get a whole lot of coins for stuff anyway, so it's kind of crazy. I can't wait for this Madden Championship thing that's coming up here in the next week, like April 29th or something like that. It's the championship of championships. It is the best of the best. The winner takes home like $500,000, dude. That's crazy. Playing Madden, $500,000. $500,000 playing a video game that most of us have been playing as long as we've had video games in front of us.
Hello, everybody. Welcoming you.
I'd be excited to make $100 on a video game every now and then. I'd be excited to make $50 on a video game every now and again. Alright, they're down by 1 point. We got 2nd and 10. 4th quarter with a lot of time left on the clock. And 10 on the field.
To the air again, Newton. And his throw
what we got to do is make him make quick passes, and we'll be alright. Can't let him get out the pocket.
A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it.
Is anybody out there still watching? I don't even know. I didn't even pay attention. I just might have been talking to myself.
This feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball.
It wouldn't be the first time I talked to myself. It probably would be the last.
Who's going to make the big play?
Throwing on 3rd down, Newton.
Uh-oh.
He lost the football. It's out.
That went way back there, folks. That was the old R1 sack.
And a little bit of good fortune there. He wasn't able to get it back, but he did have a teammate on the spot able to retain possession for them.
Took that bad boy all the way back to the 3-yard line. Excuse me.
Here's the Panthers punter now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. And he's able to get it out of there.
Still almost blocked it anyway.
With it is Brown.
Oh, no, then he fumbles it. That's big news.
By the Panthers. And his guys are going to take over
at the 34-yard line. 2 fumbles in a row, one by Cam. Now this dude.
The door. Can you hear it? It's
okay, here we go.
The squeaky hinges that
go
I'm
back on the
hearing
field.
right now? Yeah, the door.
Is that too
Football.
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip, right? And now, look out.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit different look on the game at this point.
Big momentum swing here in the 4th on the punt fumble. He couldn't quite hold it. Got him.
I thought he caught that for sure.
Ball pops out, incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested, and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Stewart is the lone setback. 2nd and 10. Newton again. And it's hauled in by Ed Dixon. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
They'll try and run it. Here's Stewart. And he's going to be taken down right at the line. Officially a gain of just a yard there, but they do convert on 3rd and inches. And let's see what the defensive coordinator may have up his sleeve here to try to get this final last stand and win this football game. On 1st and 10, Newton. And they get to Newton and take him down for the sack. Javon Curse, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
Oh, back-to-back sacks.
Javon Curse in there to get him his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. And if the defense can hold here, this ball game is over.
Man, and they're thinking more than just holding. They're thinking about a takeaway to finish things off.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having 3rd and long. It's Newton. And caught left side, Olsen. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw. It's complete right side to Benjamin. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you got to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force.
The Panthers are going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
God, I hope that's the Raiders guy, dude. 2nd
down, 9 yards to go.
Yeah, I had that thing up for 75 or something like that, 65. I don't know. It was a lot.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Yeah. Spent like 120,000.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now.
I got a pretty stat roster now. I'm not too concerned about it anymore.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. A good 1st down call. It's a screen play. Gets him 9.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to the running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss.
Football 101,
They
kids.
also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. In on the tackle there, Luke Kuechly.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 16.
I thought guys that were over 30 weren't supposed to run the football this well in the National Football League. How about that veteran leadership? A big-time run, combined with some nice blocking by his offensive line, showing that the ins and outs of being a veteran still has his place in this league. His odometer is not totally turned over yet.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. Or would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of schedule?
Fourth quarter with a lead, you love that, don't you?
No doubt about it, because staying on schedule, trying to get 4 downs on first down, they did that +3.
Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
Won the game. That's the ultimate
Well,
what we're trying
Charles,
to do.
the old saying, the old cliche, if you
play
hold points
to
in a
win the
premium,
game.
that certainly applied here, didn't it?
And that almost like opened up a time capsule, didn't it? Old school football, low scoring, close game. What a way to finish it up.
You loved it, didn't you? You loved the defenses.
I certainly did. Brought back the images of the game of...
It looks like it was the jersey. That's cool though. Alright. 30 seconds left. Clock down by 1. The Bengals. There's that thing I was talking about. Group stage. 29th and the 30th for the group stages. And the guys that get through, each group takes on 2 players or something like that out of so many people. I think there's 4 in each group, 4 groups. 2 survive the group stage. 1 out of each one, and then the final 2.
Welcome in, everyone. I'm your host, Larry
I've
Ridley,
watched
and
a bunch
this
of
is
those on
Madden
YouTube
Ultimate
over
Team
the last
on EA
few months, really. There's been a ton of them. Alright, 30 seconds. Oh, we need the field goal. Well, we're in field goal range.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third.
Okay, how long do we look out here?
They'll run it now out of the gun. A gain of 8 and a first down.
On third down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This to almost certainly win the football game. And his kick is indeed good. And it's celebrations. And you know, in an era of cost-cutting and maximizing your roster, this is a club that does not skimp on special teams, and in these situations, it pays dividends.
And that's great vision by the organization. When the difference between winning or losing depends on who you have kicking the ball, would you rather have a street free agent out there or a solid pro like this? Answer's pretty evident to me.
Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff, they were hoping for
magic. I don't know if
magic.
that could have been any easier, honestly. fact. Now the crazy thing is, excuse me, is I gotta decide what I want to do for my next big player purchase, because that's one thing I like to always do to myself, is set a goal of who I'd like to get next. And I'll be honest, I don't know who I need to work on next. There's Conley, Taco Charlton, there's big man Myles Garrett, Dalvin Cook. Nice. Alright, let's go work towards the others. Despite being up by 1, the Bills are pushing back hard in the third quarter. And second 10, stop the drive, take the victory. Roger, Roger. Let's do it, shall we? I think here, I don't know if I'll probably won't do it tonight, but starting here in the next day or two, possibly tomorrow, I will be trying to do some more golf, where I do some online head-to-head against anywhere from 2 to 4 people. I used to do a ton of those, and I had a pretty good record going, so might as well keep working on that. But because I was trying to think of other golf stuff to do, and I like to play that game, so I'm pretty
EA
damn
Sports
good
coverage
at
of the NFL is on the air. I'm your host, Larry Ridley, and this is...
so good.
Double tight, guys, double tight. You got 4.
They'll come out in the pistol. A fake to McCoy. Now it's Taylor. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked by the Hall of Famer Mel Blount. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. Boy, what a turnaround. They exited the lockers with a nice lead, and now all of this. What's happened?
So when you start to write your novel, you'll start out with, it was a tale of 2 halves, won't you?
Right, but I'm a bad writer.
I don't know exactly what happened, because sometimes teams can go in with a lead and get too comfortable, too relaxed, and a couple of things go wrong, and it's hard to get back that good feeling.
Get crazy. Turn it off here with this clock going. In the third quarter, so.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him. Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends, because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he's got his man on the out route. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Now a handoff here to his running back, and he gets it to the 32, good enough for a first down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
Very boring offense, and I'm okay with that, because I think I have a pretty decent offense.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up second and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And they'll run it here. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be third down. And he got off the end there very quickly to make that play.
Yeah, it was almost like the bullet train, wasn't it? I mean, just zoom. Quick, quick, quick. And what a terrific play, holding them with no gain.
Out of the gun now on third down. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. It's a gain of 5. And that'll bring up fourth down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping them from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks.
Quick snap here in a second.
They'll run for it. Anderson trucks through him.
Oh, man, right through him.
So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. And the 8th play on this drive coming up. Back now in Buffalo. This one's still anybody's ball game. It's a 1-point difference here as we begin the fourth quarter of play. And the offense lining up first and 10. In motion left is Jeffrey. They'll run the option left. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
It's the veteran Manny Lawson on the stop. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game. He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
They'll need to get the play off quickly. And Tucker's kick right there, it's good. And that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So they get the 3 here, but you wonder whether that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean, you've now made it so they need a touchdown rather than a field goal to catch them. But you're right. If they'd gotten 6 out of that drive, this would be a much different game.
But it is what it is. You always have get what you want.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Time starting to run out here in the 4th. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. The offense certainly looking to score some points, but they also need ball security here late as we get down to the final moments of this one. They'll throw on first down with Taylor. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down. Second down here after the incomplete pass.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended receiver. And that'll make it third down. 10 yards to go on third. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary.
Here we go.
On third down, Taylor. And he'll be hit from behind and taken down. Javon Curse. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Here we go. It's Taylor on fourth down. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. A gutsy decision there at this stage in the second half in their own territory, and a decision that they might regret.
Can't wait for the post-mortem. You know, this post-game press conference.
Now they're back out and ready. See if they stay on the ground for second down. They come out here in the eye. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their third and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Extra DB on the field for the Bills here on third down.
Yeah, maybe thinking pass. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a first and goal.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
And here we go on first and goal. Now a handoff looking right. And he takes this one in for the Lions touchdown. A great play there. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
Well, it'd be real easy to say that they are firmly in control right now, but I'm looking at your face and I'm thinking I've got to be careful with that.
Well, it's a 2-score game. You're inside of 2 minutes. I think you can breathe relatively easily now.
Yeah, you can, but still, you got to stay vigilant. You can't give up anything cheap and easy. That could put you in some jeopardy.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. On the return, here's Dree Archer. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And last time out, went for it on fourth down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned into 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on fourth down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence.
Man,
hey,
like,
I got confidence
dude.
in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen.
Tony B,
Also showed
what's
confidence
up?
in the defense.
They
didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
Obviously a tough spot here. They need a lot of luck to win this game, but still a small chance.
They got to make sure they get the ball to the sidelines, get out of bounds, preserve clock.
Got him up to
Play
96
action, it's Taylor.
stuff, so
He's going to let it
cool.
fly. And both guys were
right there,
there, but it
21.
falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. From the gun, it's Taylor. Now he's got his man. It's the tight end play. And that would go for 16 yards and a first. They're going to hurry back to the line
never
now.
too late, too early, too
And
anything.
he clocks it with just over 30 seconds left.
I love to watch Sports Center at like 3 in the morning when it's on, because I mean, by then everything's over, so I know I'm getting the absolute updated
Play
stuff.
action, now Taylor. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target, and it's third down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
Tony Beats.
So here we go now, an extra defensive
Or
backing
you
there
like
on
me,
3rd
I
and
just
10.
follow all the people that are the teams that have a lot of my college kids.
A fake to McCoy. Now
Honestly,
it's Taylor. The ball comes out
I don't
on the hit,
personally
but they'll
have
say
a
it's
favorite. I
incomplete.
used to love the
Charles
Colts
Clay is
when they
tight
had
end,
Peyton
the intended
Manning
target,
because
and it's
I'm a
4th
huge
down.
Husker fan
Third
for
down
college.
is a down. Both sides know they
And
absolutely have to win. And the name of the
after
game for the
my
defense
team
is
played
pressure on the
him in
quarterback.
college, you
But
know,
pressure on
I
the quarterback
earned a lot of
with
respect
contact,
for him. So when the
that's how
Colts
you end up
drafted
winning
him,
it.
I was already kind of a Colts guy because they drafted a lot of Husker dudes. So I followed them, but then, you know, after he retired from the Broncos, I was kind of like
Now a
torn.
desperation throw deep downfield, and that is incomplete.
Cowboys, nice.
Down to
They also
15
like to draft
seconds
Husker
now.
players.
And they're not able to convert
Unfortunately,
on
some of them
4th
get in
down.
trouble.
So with that, we can just about close the book on this one, Charles.
Yeah, what's the old
But they're good
expression about
football
slamming
players. They
none?
just get
Well,
themselves
slamming
into
just
trouble.
down on that.
They're down
Oh,
to none.
crap.
That's exactly right.
So a nice job to break the one
So yeah,
tackle,
I
but
tend
not
to
much
just kind of
daylight
follow
after
my
that
Husker
as he's
guys
brought
around now, and I
down.
hope that they
Couple of Bills
earn
team up
Super
to
Bowl
bring it down
rings
there.
one way or another, or at least chances and opportunities for them.
Well, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open air.
I'm kind of old. I'm not, well, I shouldn't say old, but I'm older. So a lot of the dudes that I grew up, you know, kind of idolizing are all retiring now. So I'm having to kind of get. It's kind of fun, actually. I don't know. Some people complain about it, but I think it's kind of cool. It's like I get a whole new generation of kids to watch now with my kids because I have 2 kids, so it's kind of interesting. So I have an uncle who's a huge Cowboys fan. I used to have to hear about Staubach and all them dudes. Tony Dorsett, Ed Too Tall Jones, the guys, even the guys before Aikman, Emmitt Smith and all them. Those are the dudes I used to hear about. Drew Pearson, stuff like that. But I grew up in the Aikman and Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, stuff like that era. So I was around and hearing about the Cowboys nonstop every day on SportsCenter and everywhere else around me. Cool. Enjoy it, brother. I'm not saying do anything stupid, but you're only 16 once, so enjoy yourself. You know, be smart, be kind to others, but, you know, have fun. Because one day you'll go, damn, I'm 35. Like me. Well, I'm 36, but I turned 37 this year. So you can say I've played a few Madden games in my lifetime. Yeah, I did a few of those when I first started this, but then I just got so heavy into my roster that those draft things, when I come back and play with this team, I'm all messed up, and I had played, it's just, I don't know. I plan on doing that in the future once this game kind of sizzles down, because I assume people will still be playing Madden because it's Madden. But right now I'm just trying to play as much as I can with this roster with as much time as I've put into it. I don't know. I have like every one of those draft things done. I just have to play the dumb game. I just kind of got so into this, I just forgot about it for a long time. And they keep releasing these new challenges every time I think, oh, they got to be done with challenges. They keep putting up new ones, so I'm like, all right, well, try these.
Defensive back here on 3rd on the field.
Could they blitz?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to get it to the 31.
Yeah,
and
it's
that's
PS4,
enough for
man.
the first. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving. First down and 10 now for the
I've
offensive
been,
group.
I went
Nice every now
Nintendo,
and then in
and
this
I
game
went to
not to see
Sega,
people overthink it.
and then I
Just
went
hand
to
it to the
Sony,
old reliable
and that's where
guy.
I've been.
Let him pick up the first down.
They'll look to throw. Throwing left side, it's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can
So
be
I played
tough
an
on them
Xbox
because of the
for about
ability of getting
35
into it.
minutes,
Sometimes
and
you're
that was
squaring it
with
off,
one of my
sometimes you're
stepbrothers.
just rounding it, sometimes there's a
And
fake,
I looked
sometimes
at him
there's
and I
not.
said, I don't think
That
I
makes
can
it
do this
very, very
anymore,
difficult
man.
for a DB to stay with it.
But I think I'd be alright if I had to, but
Flush to his right. And avoids the contact by sliding.
I prefer a PS4 out of
We're going to get a
just
timeout
preference.
by the offense.
Ultimately, there's not a lot of
It's just their
difference
first.
anymore.
They've got
Pretty
two
soon
more to
it'll all be
use
one
here in
thing
the
too.
final
Anyway, they'll have
stages.
cross-platform where everybody plays anybody, so it won't matter what you're playing on. You'll be able to play somebody from a PC ultimately, I think, one day.
Back to throw. His pass caught at the 4. And he takes this one in for
God, I
a
love him
Lions
at tight end.
touchdown.
That's a dude I grew up watching play
Their big tight
linebacker.
end in the final minute. And the Lions have taken the lead here in the fourth quarter.
So many practices we watched over time where the offense works on scoring late in the game and finding a way to win, as we just saw there.
Just saw it right there. Now
Yep,
can
gotta
they
go for two here,
preserve
just in
that
case.
advantage that they
gets us
just
field
got?
goal lead. You don't get it, you don't get it, but you gotta give it a shot here.
Come on, let's go. What? None. Check. What? None. Flex round.
Now they send a man in motion right. They're going to look to throw.
That was
And this
silly.
is caught. And
That's
it's
one
a
thing I don't ever
three-point
do on that
game.
play.
So
Gets
that
to both
effort gives him
linebackers
a
because,
three-point
if they're
cushion
running
and
any type of
guarantees that a
point,
field
they're in
goal
trouble.
going
They're
forward
in
won't
trouble.
beat them.
Yeah, that's really good
Receiver,
strategy
nice.
because that's
I
all
like
you
it. I
care
was a
about.
receiver too
Not
once.
getting beat at this stage, at least give your team a fighting chance.
But actually, I was a much better kicker than I ever was a
Tucker
receiver.
now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Oh, good old
That'll be
practice.
taken in the end zone. And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee and they'll start things out at the 25.
Kinda
A
crazy
chance
to
for
make
us
you
to
guys
look at the
work
Lions
in
defense again.
April, huh?
They've got
That's
a
nuts.
situation where a field goal
We're in
ties
like
it.
almost in
How do you
baseball
defend
season
this?
here. My
Because you
kids
obviously
gotta
don't
start
want to give up the
baseball
touchdown.
practice
How
on
aggressive do
Sunday.
you get?
That's always the key,
Can't believe
isn't
it's
it?
already
Where
baseball
is the
season
line
for
on
him, but
aggressiveness to
about right.
over-aggressiveness? And I think most coordinators are looking at it like run your regular defense, add some pressure packages, because really the 35-yard line is the one you really want to defend. At that point, you're thinking you're probably giving up 3. Anything outside of that, you
I
feel
went
like you've
to
got a chance to hold
super
them.
So
duper
they'll be
small
in
high
search of the
school.
proper amount
Like
of
we had like
pressure.
the very
Looking to
basic
speed things
sports.
up here
Dude,
with
not
some
shit.
tempo. And the spike
I
comes
started
here, and
at a
that stops the
school that I
clock at
had
25
9
seconds.
kids in my class, literally 9. And by the time I graduated, I was at a school that had like about 122-ish or so, give or take.
Back to throw.
But even they didn't have a lot of
He's
crap.
got Snead. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop
We
the
were really
clock.
good at
Just
football,
playing
though.
smart football,
He
understanding the
played
situation,
six-man football.
making the
I don't know
plays
if you've ever heard
necessary,
about that,
and
but you
making
should
sure
look
that
that
clock
up. You
stops
want
at
to talk
every
about some
opportunity.
psychotic football, dude.
He's
Six-man
back to
football, I
throw.
tell you. That's
He's got
just like,
time.
I don't know.
That'll be incomplete as the clock will
Crazy
stop
stuff.
with 14 seconds remaining. They got pressure
Yeah,
there and only
the
rushing
school I
3.
originally
And there's a
went to
defensive
won the
coordinator
second
right
to
now
last
who is
state
celebrating not just
championship
getting
in
home with 3
6-man.
there, but
And then they
realizing
played
if that's
in
the
the
type of
very
pressure you
last
can get in the
state
entire game,
championship, and they
then
lost
pass
that
defense is
game.
going
But
to be excellent. You're dropping
they were
8,
doing
where
pretty
you
good
going
for a
with the
few
football?
years
And he's
there
got it
before I
over the
moved.
middle.
And then
Flater.
I moved to another school,
Now
and then
whistles
another
come
school.
in. We're
And,
going to get a
fun
timeout here
stuff.
by the offense. It'll be their
You guys
third
got a
and
pretty
final
decent football
timeout, so
team
as they
there?
talk things over, we'll step aside.
Lady, 50.
Breeze to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
Breeze going to throw. He's going to let it fly. And, oh, a crusher there as
I'm
it's
going in zone,
intercepted.
dude, get a safety,
Picked off by
something stupid.
Logan Ryan. And that is going
That's
to
good,
seal
man.
this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here.
If
Coming
you're a
down really to
Cowboys
that
fan,
last
I'm gonna
play.
assume
Great job
you might
defensively to get the
possibly
pick
be
and
from
seal it.
And we know that every play
the
during a game
South,
matters.
and
You're never
them
sure
cats
which one.
take some high school football pretty damn serious. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's good. That's good. As long as you still have fun. 'Cause you gotta have some fun. Because ultimately it is a sport. And sport's supposed to be fun, but I take things pretty damn serious too myself when it comes to sports. But I also enjoy myself very thoroughly. Nice. What did I say? What? I say a lot of things. I talk a lot. What part? Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I've been trying to teach my kids to understand that, of course, be good sports. Sportsmanship is key. Because that's, without it, sports would die off. You can't give those naysayers a reason to stop playing sports and those parents to say, oh, it's too rough, blah, 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 blah. But, yeah. You can take it serious. I played tennis in high school, and I would get, like, in my mind, legitimately serious. Like, people didn't chat with me because I wasn't up for talking. I talked to myself. I'd have some choice words for myself from time to time, but I tell you what, at the end of the match, I always shook a hand, and I always told everybody good game, and win or lose, it's just, sports. Can't win them all, but it sure as hell is fun when you do. I want to try to get into coaching. I'd like to coach baseball and football, since around here we play a lot of football, mainly just from the months of August to pretty much, and baseball usually starts up, early to mid-March into April, and then the season goes through anywhere from early to late July. So ultimately you could coach both and still be able to keep them separated. Plus around here we'd have a lot of the same kids that would be playing both of those sports, so you'd be seeing them almost year round for conditioning and things of that nature. And another thing I'm a firm believer in is people playing, a couple, 2, 3 good sports, because I tell you, there's nothing wrong with using skills that you acquire from lifting and other conditioning things from one sport to another. Nice. Yep, that always, I figured, my parents were, my mom was really good at tennis. That was her sport. And it wasn't that my dad wasn't athletic per se when he was younger. He had diabetes, and I think that caused back in the day, and in his day, that was a really gnarly disease. Not that it still isn't, but it was really gnarly then. So he ended up being a cop, but he was really damn good at that. So between the two, I like to think that I on a sports field at least, I'm pretty crafty with my dad's brain and with my mom's athletic skills through tennis. Pretty, got that covered. So my kids, however, are pretty unbelievably athletic compared to me at that age. So it's kind of unreal to watch them mess around and stuff, and just kind of make me feel like, wow, I was not that good already. So.
And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. Give him 11 on the gain there. And it's good.
Plus, we grew up,
me
and you grew up in a different time generation where I was always told, like, no joke, you can't do this, you can't do that, because, this and that. And I believed people, because, I was, like I said, I live in a town, dude, that has 235 people in it. So when I was told you can't play for Nebraska, I listened to people. And that was my biggest mistake, because you know what? If I really wanted to, I could have, but like I said.
To throw here on first down. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete.
My oldest kid is just over 10, and my youngest is 6. The youngest is literally just starting baseball this year for the first year, and my oldest has been in it for a few years now, but when I was 6 and 10, I find it hard to believe I was able to do what they're able to do already, and it's kind of cool. Like I said, it's just really fun to watch that.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the reception made by Alshon Jeffrey.
Plus, you're going to have people tell you that, you can't learn anything from video games, and that, too, is a blatant lie. Because I tell you what, I learned a lot of little things from video games,
because he's such a
especially
tone
sports
setter
games.
for his team on offense that they try and get him the ball early. And, of course, what comes after that is
I appreciate that, man.
And for them to limit him and him not catch a
Like
ball
I
until the
said,
second half,
there's a lot of things that life throws at you that tries to keep you, from doing that kind of stuff, especially in sports, because, I mean, like I mentioned, that dude from Nebraska that plays for the Cowboys, you're gonna have a lot of weird stuff happen to you, and people are gonna try stuff knowing that you're an athlete per se, and you got lots of money, and blah 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 blah. And I just try to beat it into my kids' heads to understand that you just throughout high school you gotta start and keep it real is the best way to put it, I guess. And it's okay if you screw up, but it's about how you handle that and what you learn when you screw up. I screwed up a lot growing up, but I tell you what, I try not to do things twice, because I hope you good luck too with your football team, dude. Just keep me updated. Feel free to stop back or just leave me a comment on my page how things are going. I'm not trying to, sway you to come to college or somewhere someday, but, you should, maybe send some video or something to a college here in Lincoln, Nebraska. And, I'll see you someday, because I attend a lot of those games every chance I get. I don't know if you've ever heard of a YouTuber named Willie Puffers, all one word, capital W, capital E, capital P. You can go check him out. He plays a lot of random wide version games, but we're actually real friends in real life. I went to high school with him. He has over 1,000 subs, though. He's blowing me out of the water on his game stuff, so he's a really super good dude. Tell him I sent you, man. But yeah, definitely keep me updated on your sports stuff, because I love hearing about sports. And yeah, dude, looking in Nebraska, man, ain't gonna hurt to look. You never know, they might offer you a scholarship. Come to your house and stuff, come to a few games and all that hoopla, but take all your visits, take them all, even after you've made up your mind. Take every single visit. Anybody that'll offer you a scholarship, dude, I would take a visit. Enjoy it. Suck it all in, man. You only do that crap once in your lifetime, dude. Like I said, I blew that chance, and I regret the crap out of it, but that's the way it goes. Sometimes you win, sometimes you don't, so do it. Set goals and do it, brother.
We have witnessed an exciting
go from being the second best wide receiver to the best wide receiver, and then make that guy that goes to second want to be better because he's second now and you're one. And at the end of the day, that'll only make your team better. Just remember, you're all at the same team. You're all working for the same goal, so that's the key part about being on a team.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
That's good. Keep trying. That's good. That's good. That's all you can do is keep trying. Try your best. Always try your best at everything you do, even not sports. Especially schoolwork. I know it sounds boring, but yep, that's another thing. Got to keep that schoolwork up. That's the number one thing I preach to my kids after, before sportsmanship and all that other junk is you guys got to keep your grades up, or it's pretty simple. They don't let you play. They don't care how good you are around here. They won't make no exceptions for nobody. You're not passing a class, and by the time you need to pass it, you'll be sitting on your butt on the sidelines. And that's the way it should be.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill, trying to get your guys down the field. And
trust me when I say you'll miss high school one day. Everybody told me that when I was growing up, and I just kind of was like, whatever.
And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the
I bet, dude. like I said, people used to tell me all the time, one day you're going to miss this junk, and I'd be like, yeah, sure.
No matter who you're playing, no
I
matter
hear that a
where
lot,
you're
and I
playing.
tell you
You
what,
take it and you run
I'm not
with
going to
it.
lie, there's
And
some
you know
parts
you
of high
drive
school
the
I don't miss
ball.
at all. I don't miss algebra class. I don't miss Spanish. But I just miss, I miss seeing my friends, because, some of those friends you're going to keep, and some of them you're never going to see again, so, but yeah, you'll miss certain parts about high school. And like I said, definitely try to go to college, man, and make sure it's for what you want to go. Really think and put thought into that crap. Don't just go for the first thing you think about, because, yeah, I really wanted to go to radio, into some type of, not just DJ radio, but something to do with radio or music, and I wish I would have went into that crap, because, yeah. I have a 90-page movie script sitting here about 3 feet away from me that I should do something with, but I wrote that literally 10 years and 6 months ago, before my kid was born. But I need to update it, because once again, a lot of things were different in the world 10 years and 6 months ago. I know, brother, it is. It's hard, especially at your age, with the world the way it is today. Like, I'm lucky when I say we didn't have social media. I know that sounds crazy probably to a kid your age, because, I understand you kids use that today. Like, I don't get it. I can't wait. I keep telling my 10-year-old, I can't wait for you to get a little older and start having to take computer classes, like serious computer classes, so you can help me do this kind of stuff with my stream to make it better. Because I don't understand half of those abbreviations. I can do the basic computer stuff. I can hook up a PlayStation. I can get on a laptop, do all that kind of fun crap. But there's a reason you're not able to see me right now. And that's because I don't get none of that other crap and how to make it work. And I'm just lucky to even be streaming and you hearing my voice, to be honest with you, man. My script is actually about a bank robbery amongst a group of friends that have absolutely no right robbing a bank. But once again, it's set in a smaller town, so it's not like it's a big, huge bank with, nuts security, but it still has, your basic security of any bank would in the year 2000, whatever I'm going to set it in. I haven't set a lot of stuff, because like I said, that's the great thing about writing, is you can constantly change things and mold it and form it and make it different. And I love to write, so. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. It's quote unquote, I don't want to say it's based on a true story, because neither me or any of my friends ever robbed a bank. But I had some friends that did some pretty crazy stuff once again, because, yeah. They did something pretty stupid, and it was more funny now. And, nobody got hurt, nothing ever, nothing bad happened, but I took that loosely and kind of made it and blew it up into a, good story. I took 5 minutes of their life and made it into a 2-hour-long movie, on paper at least. Right? Exactly, yep. That's the nice thing about computers now, is I love that advantage I have when I do research on stuff. And I wanted to do well, I shouldn't say I wanted to do, I started working on research, and I got it past the research phase of a sports short movie I wanted to do about the walk-on program here at Nebraska, because that's kind of always, that's one of our big things here. We have a great walk-on history of guys that started as nobodies, and by the time they were seniors, they're going to the pro day and getting drafted in the, 3rd to 6th round and getting a paycheck for, 7 to 9 years in the NFL. But that's where I'm from, just a little. But yeah, I wanted to do that, kind of like, I don't know if you ever watched those Sports Center 30 for 30 things. I wanted to do one of those, but once again, I need to kind of figure out who I need to talk to and how you do that kind of crap.
Larry Ridley here in our Orlando studios, getting you set for this edition.
Like I said, my buddy here on YouTube, that Willie Puffers guy was telling me about, he's actually probably streaming right now. I hope in the future me and him can kind of work on some projects like that. Because now that we're a little older and stuff, I want to start doing that kind of crap. Because like I said, no matter how old you are, you only get one life to do this kind of stuff. So I don't want to regret any more stuff like I regret college and playing sports when I was younger.
Like he might have had a window there, but the rhythm was just a little bit off.
It certainly was, because everything that has to come
There's one thing I hate,
to
and
get
that's
a pass
regret.
completed.
I just hate regret. It's a horrible thing, dude. It really is.
Palmer now. And it is incomplete.
I'm living my sports dream now for the PS4 though, sir.
Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, that's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. Oh, they get to the football.
Look at
It's
this.
blocked.
Look at
And
this.
nothing but green grass
Look
here,
at
middle
this.
of the
Tony
field.
Beats.
The 20. And he will score. Touchdown, Lions.
See that? Talk about jumping the snap, man. I jumped that perfect. Oh, wow. It was Logan Ryan. He's the one that got the block. Well, Eric Berry picked it up. Yep. Man, that was sweet. Love it.
Now the extra point. And that makes it a 9-point game.
My one kid is actually a pretty decent little kicker already, and I told him there ain't nothing wrong with going to school one day if other positions don't work out as a kicker, because I said, especially in today's football, it seems like with them moving the stuff back, there aren't a lot of really like solid good kickers anymore, you know. There's a few, but not as many as there used to be. And I tell you what, there would be no shame in my world of going to
Tucker
school to
now
be a
to kick it
friggin'
away
kicker.
following the touchdown.
And it sounds to me like, you know,
That's fielded in the
kicker
end
still
zone.
gets to go to football
no
parties
run
and
back
stuff, so
here.
why
This
not?
will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Kicker
And the
still gets a
Cardinals
ring
getting
if you win a
set to trot out
championship.
there now. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that
If you
last
get good enough,
drive.
a
Missed
kicker still
field
gets a
goal.
paycheck.
Always hurts a team
If you
because
play on a pro
you
team
put
or even a
something
semi-pro
out there,
team or
you've
anywhere.
given yourself a chance. You're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post.
As they
But
say,
it's not
kickers
something
are
to
people
panic
too,
about,
man.
I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
First play of the
I just
drive.
now
Let's give
realized
credit
it's
all
going in the
around.
third quarter.
Excellent
Oh
blocking.
well, that's all right.
The guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A
It
really
is
nice
hard,
run.
but I tell you what, once you get it down, it's like, it's really not that difficult. It's muscle memory is what they like to call that kind of stuff. It's a lot like batting in baseball or swinging a golf club. It sounds and looks really difficult at first, but after you do it enough, if you really want to get good at it, you know, and you spend time looking at the little parts, the mechanics of it,
It is, and I know
it's really
that other
not.
quarterbacks
Especially,
get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to
like
be
field
his
goal
height to
kicking
make a great play.
is
But what he
probably
does
the
is he
hardest
takes
part
away
of it,
having to make
because
those
once again, you
slide
know, it's
steps in the
stressful
pocket
compared to other
to
kicking,
find
but
angles to throw the
punting
ball
and
through.
stuff like
He just
that,
throws right over the top of it because he can
just,
see
yeah,
everything. And sometimes
you
that
get the
saves
snap
time
and you
gets
hit it
the
off the
ball
right
to
side of your foot, and you learn how to hold the ball so you get the right type of spin, and back spin and all that crap. Go to kicking camps, but you know, you find a cheap kicking camp where, you know, if you're a wide receiver, dude, at your age, you just stick with that, man. You don't try and change it up, do anything crazy. Especially if you're decent at it. Just keep getting better at it.
That throw good for only a couple. It brings
Get
up
a
third
tennis ball
down.
machine.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route
Look
on
up
as your
the
primary
Texas
call,
Tech
you
wide
got to be really
receivers.
careful as a passer about how far
Look
you
at
let
those
your
guys'
guy go
training
because he might
routine with the
wander into
tennis
some
ball
tough
machine.
coverage. 3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
Expecting pass.
Blue 58.
From midfield now, here's Palmer. Oh, he can't hang
Oh, I
on
was
to
trying
it.
to keep my feet
Almost
down, but couldn't.
intercepted. They would have loved a first pick of the game there, but at least it
Hey,
does get
thanks.
them
I'll
to
make
4th
sure
down.
I check out your channel. I'll send you
Tremendous
back, man. I
coverage
usually do
there.
that at
Just
the
did
end of the
not
night
catch
after
the
I get
football,
done
complete
playing
the
or
interception.
stuff
But
like
what do
that.
they say all the
I always
time?
try to go check
If you have
people's
really
pages
good
out, and
hands,
I try to
you'd
be
be playing
really, you know, I
offense.
try to interact with people. Like I said, I really appreciate you checking me out, dude, and hanging out for so long.
Gets it away, and I think
I'm
they'll smartly play
kind of
keep
just
away here
starting
from
this up
Brown.
again. I just kind of do it off and on, but like I said, definitely go check out my buddy too, Willie Peppers, man. he's a hardcore streamer, and like I said, he plays all types of games. Just you never know what that dude's gonna open up.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about
I
the 31.
love music.
Just
I'm a
a yard
drummer.
on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short
I've
one
been
there.
playing the
But guess
drums
what?
since I was
Sometimes you
about
treat it
10
like
years,
boxing.
so
You throw that jab
really, you
out
could
there,
say
and
I've
you
been
throw it
playing the
again, you
drums
throw
for
it again,
26 years.
then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set him up.
And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Give him 3
My friend's
yards, and now
name
they're left needing a
is,
conversion
here, I'll
on
put it in the
3rd
thing
and
over here.
6.
Let me type it in here
Some of
for
the
you.
most
Hold on one
unselfish
sec.
players on any football team,
Let me
defensive
just
tackles,
lead this into
because
the
we
fourth
ask
quarter.
them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
So they'll get a
Nice.
little extra
I own
time
a
to come up
keyboard,
with his
no
3rd
joke.
down play as we played 3 quarters.
Sometime I'll have
You
to
are watching
break it
Madden
out
Ultimate
and
Team
show you. It's a
on EA Sports.
1980s, like $800, $900 keyboard that my grandma got when
Back now here
I was a
on
kid.
EA Sports.
And
It's
whenever
the Lions
I
holding onto
spent
the
like
football.
probably
They also
every
have
other
the
weekend
lead
at her
as
house
we
and
start quarter number
every
4.
day I could of every summer. Like I was that weird kid that hung out with
And
my
ready for
grandma,
3rd
but she
and
was a
6.
super cool lady and she taught me how to play it. Yeah, I love that thing. It's so much fun to just mess around on.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This is caught by Antonio Brown.
I wish I'd have learned to play the guitar when I
and
was
that's going to
younger.
bring up a 4th down.
Because I
One
love
hallmark of good defenses
guitars. I love the way they sound.
understanding the game,
I
understanding
can play a mean
positioning,
guitar on my
and
keyboard though,
tackling
man.
immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Here we go.
And to give this time to the tailback.
First
And he
down.
will have 1st down yardage
Yeah,
as he's
music is
brought
another
down
way
at
you
the
can get yourself to
41.
college too.
4th and inches, does he
There's
get the
lots of
first?
ways you get
You
yourself to
bet
college,
he does.
man,
He
anymore.
knows exactly where he needs to be. And he's
You
going
can go
to
to
fight
college
his
for
way forward to get a
video
couple of
games
yards
now.
and
Jeez,
ensure
crazy.
he keeps the chains moving.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end. Come on, let's go. Brand 38. Got three. Brand 38.
They'll run it now out of the gun.
Uh-oh.
Oh, he trucked him.
Oh, trucked
They'll
him.
get
That's
16
right. Trucked him
yards
for
there.
sure.
And it's good enough for a Detroit 1st down.
All the elements of what you want out of a play came together on that one.
Sure, and like
Really
I say,
nice
when you
run,
do tell
took
him
care
I
of the
sent you,
football,
he'll get a good
and
chuckle
even
out of
more
that because
importantly, taking the
usually
clock under 4
he's always
minutes now.
sending people to
At this
me. That's
stage
like
of
I
the
said, he's
game,
got
how
like
do you
right
bleed
at
out the
1,000
clock,
subs. He
take
just
care
hit
of the ball,
1,000 subs
and
the
make
other
sure the other
day.
team doesn't have a chance to
And
come back on
yeah,
you.
he's always
You're
sending
looking at your
people to
sheet,
me,
how
so
many
it's kind of funny
timeouts
if I
are
would
left,
send him
how
one
many runs
person and
do
be
we
like,
need to
oh
close it
yeah,
out?
Rediger sent me.
That's what the coach is looking
He'll
at
be
right
like,
now.
oh, that's too
Situational
hilarious.
football, trying to gain a victory.
Flex round.
That's what it's all about, you know. We got to help each other out, and big or small. Just gotta do
And he'll give it here to his
help
running
each other
back.
out. That's the
And
only way to
he'll
really
take it
do this
inside the
stuff. I
40 to
think.
the
I
39-yard
have baby
line.
kitties. My
It's a
cat won't
pickup
leave me
of 4,
alone.
and it'll bring up
Go away.
2nd down. And this
Only when I have
situation
a
with the
controller
lead
in my
fourth
hand, you want
quarter,
any part of
they're
it.
liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know
That's
it as
awesome,
well.
man.
They
I love
gotta
it.
stop them here.
I'm not
So
used to
now
having a lot of
we'll
people
see
hang out with me
loading
while I
the
play
box
this
in a
one.
big
People usually
way.
come for a little
6,
while and then
7,
take off.
8,
So
9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more
said
pressure
I love talking
on your big
sports
offensive
anytime.
line.
I'll
In
do it
on
all
the
day long
stop,
if I
Kevin
could.
Minter.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism.
Yeah, I'll be sure to check your channel out and see what they get chance tonight. Should have went the
That'll
other
make
way.
it 4th down after a
Kiss
loss
me.
of 1.
Brandon, that play
Yeah,
ended so
she already
fast,
know
it's
what she
almost
was
as if the
looking at.
quarterback handed it to the runner,
Take the
and the
two-minute
tackle was
warning
there
so
right
they don't
away
get
for a
it.
loss of yardage.
Time for a break. We'll
Hawk
come back to
management
wrap
is key
this
in
one
this
up
game.
after this. So the
yeah, we
Lions in
can do this.
possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively
Good.
after having time to talk it over. And Tucker's kick
yeah.
right there. It's good. And that will give them a 12-point lead. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And
So I
he'll
hope
elect
to do
not to
some
return
cool
this one,
giveaways
so
in
they'll
the
bring it out
future.
to the 25 on the
I don't know
touchback.
if you were on
The
here.
Cardinals offense now works
Yeah,
their
go
way
check it
back
out, man.
onto the
Go check
field.
it out for sure.
And with this deficit, you
Said I'm
can't
not
have
sure. I
too
haven't
many more
seen him
drives
jump on
like
here
the
or not, but
last
I also
drive where
haven't
you
really
had to
been
punt
paying
it away.
attention to my notifications and stuff like that since I've been playing. I'm just kind of been zoning out on my football here.
He's not a team
Chatting
anymore. I
to
just
you.
cut him. All right? So you got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on his drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game. It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. Now Palmer. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle.
Oh, there's
Let's
Fitzgerald.
pick up a 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. On 1st and 10, it's Palmer. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's 2nd down. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in.
False start, offense. Still 2nd down.
Oh, choking on the water here again.
So the
Forgetting how to
defense
drink,
has put them in
apparently.
a tough spot. It's 2nd
Good
and
Lord.
long.
Yeah,
Again, it's Palmer.
he said he was going to try to swing around midnight, so I
They
figured he
showed
was
off a
probably
nice
on by
juke of the
now.
defender before the next
I
wave could
usually
bring
jump
it
over there if
down.
he's still on after
Now
I'm
hold
done.
everything here. We're going to get a timeout
I
by
told
the
him if I
offense.
didn't get too heavy in the
That'll
mag,
leave him
I'd
with
drop
just
by,
one
but I got a
remaining
little
in this
heavier than
fourth
that, and I
quarter play.
extended here.
Get ready. Blue 58. Blue
So I get these challenges done and get some
On
points,
3rd
get back
down,
up after
Palmer.
spinning that
And
very
inbounds on the
large
other
amount
side
on
of
landing
midfield
problems.
across the 45. And they'll get 14
Yeah, he's
yards
really,
out of
really
it
good
and a fresh
at
set of
Call of Duty and
downs.
I don't
Battlefield.
care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trick in pregame warm-up.
I have Battlefield, but I really
remember that
suck
when we
at
go
it.
to practices,
And I'm happy
we
if
see
I
that
just
after
kill as
practices
many
as well.
people
They
as I
really
die.
tune it
It's
up,
decent
don't
to
they?
me,
They
so
tune it up. They
it's
know
not
why
a
they
lot.
do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a
So
situation.
I'm pretty decent at this
13
game. I'm
yards
really,
there
really
to
good
pick
at
up,
Rory
and it'll
McIlroy
give the
golf.
Cardinals a first down.
Really, really
And
good.
the offense moving quickly to the line.
And I like to play Grand Theft
Throwing is
Auto
Palmer.
5
And no escaping
me and my
this time.
friends
It's he'll
online.
go down. They got him for a sack. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. On 2nd down, Palmer surveying the field. Incomplete. That one was intended for John Brown. And it's 3rd down.
All right, cool, yeah. Definitely, man. And if for some reason I'm not still on here, if you get interested in trying to hang out there for a bit, by all means, feel free. Because I don't know how long I'm going to be on here, but either way, thanks for coming and checking it out, dude. I appreciate it, man.
Now Palmer
Like I said,
on
good
3rd
luck with
and
your football
long.
stuff if we don't talk again for a
And
while,
that one
dude.
goes
Let me know how things
incomplete
go.
on the drop.
Definitely
That's
keep
one he
me
definitely
updated and
normally
whatnot.
catches. 4th down.
I have a
We know
Twitter
it's not an easy
page.
job to go out and
I don't know
catch
if you have
passes when
Twitter or
people are trying
anything,
to
but feel
tackle you
free
and knock
to
the
down
ball
below,
away.
check it
But
out,
the
go
bottom
copy
line
and
is,
paste that
that's a
stuff,
pass
go
he's
check it
gotta
out,
have
add me
and a
on there.
pass he should have caught.
Let me know if there's a place on there where I can keep track of stuff, because yeah, like I said, I love sports, man. I love keeping track of
Here
people's
we
stuff.
go.
It's
It's
fun.
Palmer on 4th down.
Oh,
It's complete to Brown, right
yeah, we can get a
side.
first down.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Lions looking like they're going to come away with a victory.
Yes,
Now
we
the
are.
Lions offense, they get ready to
Big-
head back
big
out
old
there.
W.
And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to get a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so...
Now hang on here. Timeout called
All
by
right, man.
the
You have
defense.
a good night. If I don't see you
It'll be
again,
their
take it
3rd
easy
and
now.
final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So it'll be first down here after the run. try the right side here. Muscles him off.
Ooh.
Oh, he's got a little daylight. And cuts out right sideline. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 67 yards. And the Lions add on to their lead.
That was awesome.
And to me, that touchdown allows you to start grinning widely on your sideline. I think they pretty much locked this one away.
Yeah, that's the clincher, the proverbial icing on the cake, if you will. Tucker now for the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game.
Yeah.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And the Cardinals offense here ready to take over. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Javon Curse in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8. And quickly, they get to the line. Shift together here from the D-line.
There go. Wide, 18.
And he'll indeed get him to the line and spike it here to stop the clock.
Strong left, strong left. Let's go.
3 receivers to the left,
Let's go.
1
Let's
to
go.
the right.
Wide, 18.
Here's Palmer to throw. And this is incomplete with a clock showing just 3 seconds left. Here's Drew Butler now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now Brown.
Hold the ball.
A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click.
Hello, everybody. Larry Ridley welcoming you to Madden Ultimate Team. It's the NFL on EA Sports. On deck, we've got a great...
Strong right. Strong right. Strong right. Here we go.
He's back to throw. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking there for Reuben Randall. That'll bring up second down. So 2nd and 10 here.
Single receiver. Switch.
They'll look to throw. And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
Well, any caused incompletion is good for a defense. But when you add to it, you get a little hit on the quarterback, knock him to the ground, make him think a little bit, hopefully knock him off his game, especially in a game of this magnitude, this tight in the fourth quarter. Got to feel pretty good as a defense.
He'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. And Huff reels it in. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives them a first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
And on 2nd and 10 now. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Back to throw. And he comes back with one complete. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Back to throw. It's caught by Randall. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. Wentz to throw. He's got his man on the crossing route. It's going to go as a gain of 12. And that leads to a Philadelphia first. Back to throw. Wentz. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And now they're in the hurry-up. And the spike comes now with just under 40 ticks left. Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Wentz now to throw. He dropped it. Couldn't hang on in the end zone. So no 6 points, incomplete.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
Gotta try it here. He's back to throw.
Oh, crap.
And a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Champ Bailey. Maybe he telegraphed it a little bit right there. You've got a corner.
Great week of preparation, looking forward to this opportunity. And the second part of that is, when you're a young quarterback, you are going to stare down targets, but oftentimes your playbook hasn't expanded to give you full field reads as well. Makes it a little bit tougher for him.
Now a handoff as they run left side. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside.
Let's go.
Slot man moves right. Now a handoff looking right. And he's got room. Stays on his feet. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
Let's go.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll be taken down here, and that is how this one is going to come to an end. Well, Charles, the forecast called for rain throughout the entire game, and we got rain throughout the entire game. But these two teams, they had fun getting dirty out there. They love this slip.
Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is Madden Ultimate Team. Coming up, we've got a good one in store between the Detroit Lions and the Indianapolis Colts. The Lions are going to take the field here tonight with the eyes of the nation squarely on them. It's a nationally
Work to do, plenty of time to do it.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. In motion comes the tight end left.
Flex round. Ohio. Flex round. Ohio.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
Yeah.
He got his man complete. Touchdown, Detroit. Their big-bodied receiver, 74 yards. And the Lions are a two-point conversion away from tying this game. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had to point it back to us, well, you know something?
That's so cool.
When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
They'll try and throw for it. Goes right side.
Yep.
And he's got it. So they went ahead and went for two to tie the game, and it works out. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Time to establish the run game. It's Gore. And he stopped immediately there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
But you know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
Every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 1.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
He'll try and pick up the first with Gore. Yeah. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th.
And, partner, in a lot of short yardage situations, you'll see the linebackers step up into the gaps, what we call mugging the line of scrimmage, to make sure they take away all spaces, all creases. That one worked really well for them.
Only needed a yard, instead went backwards. Quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a 1-play drive last time, we'll see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
2nd down following the run.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good 1st down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on 1st down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front. They moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
And the defense searches for one more stop here after the run on 2nd down.
Let's go!
On 3rd and short, it's the fullback Strong. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
3rd and inches, they just hand it to the big battering ram there. That's football 101, isn't it? That's bread and butter. Turn around and hand it to the big fella and let him get forward for a 1st down.
And now here's a carry heading left. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. Well, they know how to protect the pass, but sometimes cornerbacks, they can also stop the run, can't they?
Is that what we call a complete corner? Yeah, because we're so used to these guys just being defenders in the pass game. How about the guys who can come up and make the tackles? That's what we just saw there for no gain, too.
And he's brought down. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
The play clock's running down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down after a decent gain, and that will bring us to the end of this 3rd quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Welcome back live to Orlando. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Four yards remaining now on 2nd down. They come out here in the I. And on the ground they go with the running back. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play. and it was over in a heartbeat.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Here we go.
And to give this time to the tailback. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set.
Here we go.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down as the passer, I think in this situation, you're throwing it at the feet of your back to make sure no one picks it off, or you throw it away. Throw it over the sideline. Don't try and freelance and try and make a big...
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Their big tight end. 31 yards. And the Lions have broken our tie as they take the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make...
Now to add the point after. And they will take a 7-point lead now. A 10-play drive that time. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession. See if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called, and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got a look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one. Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
And, of course, the quarterback in this situation, he's realizing time is becoming a factor. Let's see if they can get some points on the board here late. Block on 3rd down. And he's got Moncrief. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
It should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, and they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play. Time
for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. One receiver left is Hilton. They'll look to throw. Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. A really nice gain of 25 yards. And they're going to speed things up here. Back to throw.
What the
Drops it underneath to Gore. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. Back to throw. And it's incomplete. He was looking for Dante Moncrief that time. And now it's 2nd down.
All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass, Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Now on second down, this is Gore. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. They're going to hurry back to the line now. He'll look to throw. And he'll
how's that not a fumble? Come on.
And that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks.
Yeah, sometimes my microphone stinks, man. Sometimes I talk into my breath, too, because I talk to myself.
Such a close game, a
Hey,
very
they
big
jumped.
False start.
I don't have a very super nice microphone.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. Desperation time for luck on 4th down.
Yeah.
And that is incomplete.
Holy
they
cow.
had the play call on 4th and goal, but it's
Held him
dropped
out.
in
Held
the
him
end
out.
zone. And that's going to be just about all she wrote for this one. So a tough pill to swallow there. Would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Yeah, he's a good
Sometimes it
dude,
just comes
man.
down to
He's a good
execution,
dude.
doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call? Is it not? In this situation...
And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive
He's
side
probably
of the
my
ball.
best friend, man.
The defense,
Honestly,
they got a
yeah,
little bit of a
best friend.
breather. Now they're back and set as we resume play. They'll run it now out of the gun. A strong running. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, like I said, I've known him
So they run
since
it on
like
second down. Now let's see what
1997
3rd down brings here for the
when I
offense.
moved to the big high school that I graduated from. He went to the same school
And
as
they'll
me,
go on the
so
ground. And he's going to get
Yep.
the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
old school homies.
Now hang on
Way
here.
back.
Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff as they run left side. And he's able to plow forward up to about the
that'll be
29,
good.
just shy of the 30. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good to go
5
here.
yards left for the offense. It's 2nd down.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Now they try the right side here. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that 2nd down
What
run.
games
And
he
at that
playing
yardage
tonight?
gained,
And
they
when you
can run
guess,
that
is he
plan
playing
any down.
Battlefield or Ghost Recon? He's pretty deep into those 2 games right now.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42.
I'm hoping to. I'm
5
probably
yards
going
on
to
the
be
carry. Good
streaming
pickup on
some
first
golf
down.
and football during the day at some
Partner,
point.
even though my phone
And then
alarm
in the
failed me this
evening, we're
morning,
actually
our
going
mid-start
to
AM
an indoor
workout,
football
we
game.
still made it through this thing together, didn't we?
We got
Well, you always
tickets
know I
for
need
it.
extra
At
workouts just to keep
Battlefield, there you
moving.
go.
So it doesn't
But
matter.
yeah,
But
I hope
thanks
to
for
be on
sharing
at
the
some
booth.
point. I'm just not sure when, and then I'll be on again late. I'm always on late, it seems like. But yeah, I'll be on and off here and there. Oh, there's all Deshaun Watson. Right? Yeah, it's pretty late here too. Early, whatever you want to call it, I guess. But yeah, definitely thanks for checking me out today, Tony. Appreciate it, man. Definitely stop back by, and like I said, I'll get your channel checked out tonight after I'm done here. Finishing up some stuff on Madden. And yeah. right? So now I gotta go put all those cards I just got in this set over here and try to predict the order they're going to be drafted in order to win all that stuff right there. So that could be really tough, because if you know anything about the NFL, the draft is about the most unpredictable thing about the NFL. So I don't quite know how a person's even supposed to attempt this. But I'm going to give it a shot anyway eventually here. I might do that tomorrow, because that set doesn't lock for another 5 days. Yeah, man. It's good talking to you too, man. You take it easy. Have a good night. Get some rest. Like I said, keep me updated, man. Keep me updated. Oh, darn that Carl Joseph card. I thought that would sell. Take it easy, Tony Beats. Holy cow, the market's been flooded. Okay, man, that's awesome. I'm so excited that I have that card now. Right. First thing we need to go do real quick before we get too crazy. Let's do this. Because I gotta have those. There we go. Now we're back up to 767 for contracts. that's all those challenges there. Those challenges are done here. So, I think we're going to call her a night here. Kind of playing this for a little while. So, yeah, take her easy.